This is the Dr. Pepper Coca-Cola Friday Night Rivals.
Familiar location for our Friday Night Rivals matchup here tonight. And a couple of familiar teams. 6A Region 1 battle. Number 3 Saraland, unbeaten on the year, both overall and in region play. We saw them in week 1. Spanish Fort coming into the game with a record of 2-1, 1-1 in the region. That one loss here on Friday Night Rivals against Theodore. Good evening. I'm Jim Cox, my partner Dan Brennan. And Dan, you know, both of these teams, it's always a great atmosphere, whether the game's in Saraland or a game's here in Spanish Fort. These two teams are just used to playing in big games.
Yeah, they're used to playing in big games in part because of the other, because when they play each other, it's a big game, and it's usually right where it is tonight on UTV 44.
I think one thing coming into this game, Spanish Fort knows they're really going to have to rise up defensively, but they are strong up front, and there's one player that caught your attention. Matter of fact, Jeff Kelly pointed him out to him as well, saying he could be a problem for us tonight.
Yeah, Brandon Marino, 6'2", 235, and just plays his tail off. A relentless high school football player. Not one of these guys that you're going to circle and say, okay, is he going to LSU? Is he going to Georgia? What's up with him? Not necessarily that, but at the high school level, Jim, he's about as good as we can see.
Yeah, big 6'2", 235 in the middle, caused a lot of problems there. Okay, so this not exactly breaking news, but here we go. In Saraland, they got another really good quarterback.
Yeah, Jamison Roberts had his breakout game last week against Gulf Shores. You know who that's good news for? Nobody. No, well, it's good news for Saraland. 6'3", 190, he's a junior, and now we figured out he can really play, throw and run.
Yeah, Spanish Fort won 6 of the first 7 of these matchups, but Saraland has won the last 4 in a row, 8-6 all time, so it's been a great rivalry. We expect that to continue for a long time to come, including our matchup here tonight on Friday Night Rivals. Stick around, kickoff and coin toss comes up next. We're on the hill again, Spanish Fort and Spartan here on Friday Night Rivals.
Friday Night Rivals is Friday Night Rivals is sponsored by Dr. Pepper with the Coca-Cola Red Zone, the Mobile County Sheriff's Department. Join Team Sheriff today. And Greer's Markets. Greer's got it. We guarantee it.
Jim Cox, Dan Brennan on the hill here. Big crowd as always in Spanish Fort as we get ready for this one. Spanish Fort and Saraland 6A Region 1 matchup is... yeah, both sides brought the fan bases out for this one, Danny Boy.
Yeah, there's a lot of believers here on the Spanish Fort side. They can pull the upset tonight, and that's what having a good program year in, year out just does. You have a community that is going to turn out. Matter of fact, that Theodore game, their one loss this year, they played pretty well a lot of that game, and it just kind of slipped away at the end.
That one turnover, it's the only turnover that they've had this year.
Yep.
That's the only one they've had. So Spanish Fort won the toss. They deferred, so they'll get it to start.
So you got a quarterback in Roberts who has kind of blossomed into what they thought he could be, and you've got a defense with Spanish Fort that I think is going to try to take the fight to them.
Yep.
So let's see what happens.
Miles Sink will kick off. He executed that beautiful onside kick to open things up against Theodore when we were here last.
That was the 40-foot putt looking thing, right?
Yeah. I had to wait for it to cross midfield.
Yeah.
Walked it down like Tiger walking a putt into the cup.
Tiger at the Masters.
Spencer, Brown, and Jones back deep for the number 3 ranked Spartans. And it goes high to the far side, and it'll be Lewardrick Jones. Jones reverses field all the way up across the 30, and at the 35, we will see the Saraland offense. We saw them in week 1 up in Jackson. They scored 17 points against a Jackson team that is really good defensively, and they're taking on Baker tonight.
Yeah, that game's up in Jackson where they lead the state in long lines getting in.
Oh, what a great experience that was for us to make it up there, but we will see Jamison Roberts that Dan talked about and the Saraland offense come out here to open things up for the Spartans. Roberts, a junior, best game of his career last week. 269 yards passing and 80 yards rushing and 4 touchdowns. And he wants to air it out down the right side tonight and hauling it in all the way across the 35, going up to grab it. Deshaun Spencer, his 22nd catch of the season.
Love this guy, right?
Goes up to Spencer, the senior, his, as we said, 22nd catch already. Going to Duke inside. Give here, not much doing, up to about the 30.
You know, when you see a player who is electric and yet ultra competitive, that's how I would characterize Spencer. That's like a couple of the best traits you can have
and he
in sports.
And, he, you know, as a sophomore, he would have been the number 1 as we look at the Greer starting lineup. Roberts, Brown, Spencers, who we'll talk about. Wilson and on the O-line, Pasquale, Talon, Friedrichs, Johnston, returning starter, Bailey, and Edwards. Now look into the near corner, hangs this one up in the air. Touchdown, Spartans. A.J. Martin, his 3rd touchdown of the year, and a 3-play scoring drive. But hold on. Alan Duhan is going to bring this one back, but what a throw and catch from Roberts to Martin.
Both times we had the receivers do a great job. They had to step, turned around, made the play, contested play, and Traylon Thomas, cornerback, not in a bad position, but just never got his head around.
Legal man downfield. The call
seems to be
it's so, like
unforgivable.
Well, and boy, it happened so fast. I mean, we'll back him up to the 35-yard line, and now 2nd and 12 for Roberts. I'll go back to that point I was making about Deshaun Spencer, and that one incomplete. Spencer, they look for him again, but you know, as a sophomore, he would have been the number 1 receiver on a lot of teams in this area. But he had to sit behind some great wide receivers in front of him at Saraland. They've been so stocked there for so long.
C.J. Gill and a guy named Ryan Williams, right?
Alan Dilton Alford, who's at Ole Miss now. So he just kind of had to bide his time and kept working and really worked hard, and now has become one of the leaders on this team.
I would say, Jim, from what we've seen, he's become one of the best players in our TV area.
And they'll try to get the ball to him in many different ways throughout the evening. P.J. Brown motions out. Now for 3rd down for Roberts and the Spartans. Roberts over the middle, fires that one off, big hit, but able to hold on. Is Eddie Turner. Turner's going to be a little short of the 1st down, but Turner, who just moved over from defense to offense, and now he's got getting a little more playing time there. His 4th catch of the season, the sophomore.
Yeah, Dominic Williams with the big hit, yard short. Here comes Saraland, going to try to extend this drive.
4th and 1, and they will. Bring Deshaun Spencer in the backfield here now. We talked about how they like to go Wildcat here with him, but before the snap, second penalty on Saraland on this drive, and now we'll be backed up to 4th and 7. Just what we said there, how they like to try to get it to Deshaun Spencer. That time it was going to be the Wildcat. And we'll see what package Jeff Kelly sends in this time. They'll
Cy Bird on the edge, 19, the tight end who jumped. And now you've got 6 or 7 to go.
Now they got 3 stacked to the bottom on the right-hand side for Roberts. Play clock at 5. And I think Saraland's going to take a timeout here. It's going to be a big play early in the first quarter.
Sure is.
With 4th and 7 coming up. So we'll take a break with them.
This Friday Night Rivals game brought to you by the Smile Cam, sponsored by McMurphy Orthodontics. Will make you want to smile.
Those penalties have not had Jeff Kelly smiling on this drive for the Spartans. As took a touchdown off the board, and then it moved it from a 4th and 2 to a 4th and 7. Where we're at right now at the 30. Keep the same formation, and now they'll send Martin in motion. Roberts steps up middle of the field, hangs it up there, and it's broken up. Trying to get it to Spencer and broken up by the Toros. Dominic Williams, the safety there again, and breaks it up, and Spanish Fort's defense comes up with a big 4th down stop.
Pressuring the quarterback's chest too. I don't know if that was Marino or who, but so you had good defense on the backside, good pressure on the front side, and the Toros offense takes the field without any damage being done. That's, you'd have to say, check.
It's a win,
Spanish Fort, especially after a touchdown gets called back.
Yep, Williams one-on-one back there with Spencer and came up with the stop. Schamberger straight up the middle, drops the shoulder, and he's got a Roof Doctor's first down. Up to the 40. So kind of been seeing that a little more out of Aiden Schamberger here as the season has progressed.
That's the one thing Jeff Kelly is on the alert for. He said Schamberger's really picked it up running the football, and we've got to defend that.
Yep, threw for 210, threw for 208 last week, had 2 touchdowns through the air and 2 more on the ground. Inside give, Juju Bonner bounces it to the outside. He drops the shoulder, and he has got another Roof Doctor's first down for the Toros, and the physicality on the offensive side coming from Spanish Fort.
And would you not expect that from Juju Bonner, who showed us a number of years as a receiver, now this year's the running back. He likes this role.
He went against Wardrick Jones, who's having a great year back there for Saraland. Up to the 47, the Toros on the move, but they're going to come back. As I think that was Elijah Petard on the right side that moved a little bit. Alan Duhan, our referee. Saw kind of the penalties stack up on this Spanish Fort team in the game a few weeks ago. We were here against Theodore. And looking at the Saraland defense, brought to you by Greer's, Evans, Scott, Snipes, Dunklin and Clifton on the outside. Pugh and Harris, probably the best linebacking tandem in Mobile and Baldwin counties. Turner, Jones, Sewer, and Durgan in the backfield. Now the pitch, Bonner slices out to the outside, and he'll get back to about midfield.
There's no half speed with Bonner, and I'm not talking about when he's got it in open field or when it's coming up on contact. He's good to go.
Only got a couple on that one, so going to bring up second, about 13, maybe 14 here for the Toros. They, like everybody else, getting behind the sticks is a tough ask. This Saraland defense gave up 6 the first week against Jackson, none to Blunt, and only 14 last week to a good Gulf Shores team. Motion, they fake it, and Schamberger trying to go out to the right side, and he just gets collapsed on and nowhere to go as Dunklin was coming in hard. And not sure if that was a little bit of a broken play or miscommunication there.
I don't think it was, Jim. I think it was designed to throw the defense off, and they didn't buy it. Watch, bang. He had blocking over there, but all the motion going to the field side, hoping to get him free, and it just didn't turn out that way.
Schamberger, the South commit.
Looks like the Saraland's defense evidently watches film. I think it's required.
3rd and 16 here for the Toros after they got the stop on the opening drive. Pressure coming, looking to set up a screen, and all that pressure disrupted that. And incomplete. Pugh was the first one to race it in there from his linebacker spot. He's playing really well for the Spartans at linebacker.
You almost invite a certain amount of pressure on a screen, but not this much. Too much. He's off his back foot and just can't get it to the receiver.
Schamberger is the punter as well. He's got a big leg. And Deshaun Spencer will stand back around the 25. This one kind of an end over end, but takes a really good Toro roll inside the 10, down to about the 6-yard line. 50 on the punt for Schamberger. Scoreless 4 minutes into this one. Spartans and Toros in a 6A Region 1 battle on Friday Night Rivals.
Friday Night Rivals is sponsored by Andrews Diesel and Automotive, proud sponsor of tonight's Scholar Athlete of the Week. McMurphy Orthodontics will make you want to smile. And Roof Doctors. Got a sick roof? Call the doctor. Roof Doctors.
Great shot here. The big crowd on the hill has that one little white light in the middle. That was us all the way up there at the top of the screen. So Schamberger with a big punt pins Saraland back deep. They will start on the 7.
That punt did 2 good things. Spencer never got his hands on it. that was fortunate thing A. And of course now look where they are set up.
Roberts coming in just under 600 yards on the season, completing 68% of his passes, and he gets it off to Brown here, who'll take it up the right side, forced out of bounds after a gain of about a handful.
A couple of good blocks on the edge, giving Brown some room.
Yeah, Brown had a big back, kind of that speedy scat back type, getting 7 yards a carry on the season. Well, yeah, Saraland's had some good running backs too over the years.
They certainly have.
Gets 7, so 2nd and 3 here as Roberts and the Spartans will keep it on the ground. And right up the middle with a huge hole. P.J. Brown across midfield. Will they catch him? Brown inside the 20, 10. Touchdown, Saraland. 86 yards with no flags on the play.
So much for the punt, putting them deep in their own territory. They didn't care. And how about this? Not even doing it. A little counter. Not even doing it with the throw, but just one big run off to the races. And this one does not get called back. And Sparty's on top.
Not touched. That's an ArcelorMittal-Calvert touchdown. Apply now at ArcelorMittalCalvertJobs.com. That'll help the 7-yard a carry average. Garrison Little misses the PAT.
Oh.
And so it'll stay 6-0. But P.J. Brown, his 4th touchdown of the year. And boy, he just wasn't touched. Huge hole on the left side. And he probably was as surprised as anybody to see how much of this beautiful green turf he had right in front of him.
They had it blocked up really, really well and got counter action. And Brown, I mean, it's really unusual to see Spanish Fort get gashed like that. That defense, very prideful defense with some pretty good players up front too, like Marino and Wilder and McDowell, Rivera. But they lost that one.
So yeah, that first drive, the touchdown was wiped out of the penalty. It was going to be a 3-play touchdown drive. This one just 2 plays.
Yep. Beginning at their own 5.
Yeah.
What was it?
And you're thinking, boy, the 7 started at the 7, and then you think, boy, okay, Torres can get a stop here, maybe flip the field, get a good field position, keep going, and just like that, you fall behind and kind of quiet down this crowd that was coming to life on that first drive after a couple big physical runs.
Well, and when you think about that, Jim, when you look at it and say, well, wait a minute now, we were talking about Spencer and also Roberts before the game, and it's just another running back that beats you for 86 yards or so. Now you're thinking, well, what answers do we have as a defense? And then conversely on offense, you're going to have to establish something to at least keep the ball away from Saraland.
Yeah. Kick angles toward the near side, stays in bounds. The ball is loose and recovered. Oh boy, dangerous play there. I'm not even sure that the Saraland player knew that ball was bouncing in front of him. Bowman wisely gets on it there. Yeah, I don't think the Wardrobe Jones saw that ball bounce. Otherwise, he's kind of a ball hawk in the secondary. He's got a nose for the football, but that was a dangerous play.
Saraland recovers that. I'm pretty sure play number 1 is to the end zone.
Up top.
Up top.
Bonner lines up in behind Schamberger from the 31, and he'll take it and he'll push ahead across the 35. Still legs grinding up to about the 37-yard line. Bonner averaging 8 yards a carry coming in.
Got 6 right there.
350-plus yards now on the young season.
This team's going to really have to stay away from the negative plays too, Jim. That hurt them, that and penalties first time they had it.
Schamberger, quick pitch, able to get that one up to Damian Tate. Speaking of speedsters, he's got a Roof Doctors first down, but a couple of late flags come in at the 45, right at the tail end of that play.
Might have been a hold out there. He was getting help from a wide receiver. Was it help within the rule book? Let's find out.
Does not appear to be. So Tate with the speed there. Yep, I think maybe be the sophomore Buchanan who's going to get called there on the edge.
Grabbing a jersey a little too late in the play.
Yep. But takes the first down off the board and now puts you in a second and about 7. They like to get the ball in Tate's hands, kind of like they do Spencer on the other side. Tate had 2 touchdowns last week in the win over Baldwin County.
Yeah, he's excited.
2nd and 7 with 3 receivers bunched up to the bottom of the screen. Schamberger sends this one to the near side, gets it to Tate again, and Tate got a bit of a block and hops it up. Going to be really close to the stick to see if he got the first down. I think he's going to have the Roof Doctors first down, and indeed he does. That one kind of hung in the air a little bit on the pass to the near side, but once Tate got it, he got just enough of a block to get up the sideline, and now they kind of regroup here on 1st and 10 up from the 43. Now they'll kind of load up the backfield here. McCovery checks in, they give it to him, and McCovery is shut down. Blair Evans, the senior, wrapped him up as soon as he took that handoff. No gain on first down.
Kind of an option look right there in the pistol formation, but they're trying to give Saraland a lot of things to think about, slow this defense down. Even the play calling, Jim, you'll notice coming in like a drip, like a slow rain. Thankfully, we don't have any of that to deal with tonight.
Aubrey Blackwell, the OC for the Toros. And they'll snap it with 5. Schamberger again gives it to Bonner, and Blair will ride him down up to about the 47-yard line. 3rd down coming up for the Toros. Yeah, they would like to just keep the ball away from the Spartans, and you saw why in those first 2 drives. They've got the great 4th down stop, but you can just see how quickly Saraland is able to score. 3rd and 6 here for Schamberger and Spanish Fort. Schamberger pressure, steps up, delivers through the hands of Tate on the near side, and that'll send the punt team out again. The pressure disrupted the timing a bit on that one.
It may have, but the ball seemed to be there. Was that on the money as it turned out?
Looked like it had a lot of heat.
It had,
on it.
It had that.
And I think we'll get a heat timeout. We will, so we'll take it with him. 5.5 to go in the opening quarter. 6-0, Spartans on top of the Toros.
By the way, closed captioning for tonight's game is exclusively sponsored by SA Recycling. Cleaner communities, stronger future.
Jim Cox, Dan Brennan here on the hill. Spanish Fort to punt. Schamberger about the 36.
Penalty on the play. Offside against the Spartans.
Offside against Saraland. And it's going to be just short of the first down, about 4th and a yard here. So immediately, Chase Smith pulls the punt team off, and they'll go for it here from the 48.
Saraland's defense has been awfully good so far this year.
Tate in motion.
Nobody back deep. Nobody.
And now Spanish Fort will take a timeout.
They're looking at 11 guys, 11 defenders within 5 yards of the ball.
Daring you to try to put it,
absolutely.
Get enough time to throw. Hey, how about this score at the end of one? Number 1, Viger in 5A, trailing UMS by a score of 3-0.
Welcome to
Robert Cook sending that score into us. He's at that game tonight. Let's see. Williamson leads Citronelle 7-2. Theodore on top of Baldwin County 21-0. Daphne leading Foley 7-0. Be interested to see that score up in Jackson, with Jackson, 4A Jackson taking on Baker. You look at Jeff Kelly. Speaking of Jackson, a former coach, as Jeff Kelly was up there at Jackson, but
he was wanting to encourage us to do that game.
Yeah, he was really saying it'd be really great. What a job he has done here at Saraland. 19-game region winning streak. Chase Smith, 27-11 here at the Fort. Talk about a guy who loves the Spanish Fort, everything about Spanish Fort.
He's
City,
lived here for like 16 years.
18 years, I believe now.
Wow.
Here we go, 4th down, high snap. Goes direct and able to push forward at the sticks. Not sure if Thibodeau is going to get there. It's going to be really close on the measurement. They bring in the junior quarterback, Jay Thibodeau.
I like Thibodeau as an athlete, too.
Yeah, he did a good job to corral that snap. And they're going to measure. Jeff Kelly out, looking at the top of the screen. You can see, watch. Yeah, really good job by Thibodeau, and then driven back. Harris was the first one in there. Bring the chains.
You got any guesses on this one, Jim? I'm not sure.
You might have to get the index card out. If you could slide it through, it's not going to be good. The crowd below us will. They're going to be short. They're going to be short.
Well short.
Yeah. About a football length. So each team with a 4th down stop here, and you could just that high snap.
Yeah, I'm going to say. I think the snap really cost him. He had to redirect his whole body, and that was a play where you could ill afford to lose or miss a step.
So our Mobile County scoring summary: 22 seconds, 2 plays, 93 yards. Quick strike for Saraland, and now they're back with good field position at their own 47 after the stop. Brown trying to get to the edge, and he's forced back inside and shut down by Benny Rivera. That was a bit of a slow developing play, and Rivera, good job on that outside contain to force him back to the inside. And
nearly the same play that went 86 yards.
Great point.
Blocked it differently, defended it differently.
And an 85-yard difference on the plays. They lost one on that one.
Yeah, exactly.
So we're inside 5 minutes here in the opening quarter. Roberts, all kinds of time, launches it, hangs it up at about the 15. He's got it to Sean Spencer. Touchdown, Spartans. 52 yards. And Deshaun Spencer just ran behind everybody and underneath the pass. And a 2-play scoring drive again. Arsler Middle Calvert touchdown apply now at ArcelorMittalCalvertJobs.com. Look at the bomb from Roberts to Spencer.
Yeah, Spencer had to come back and get it a little bit, but Roberts does a really nice job as a junior, just putting a lot of air, and he understands the speed and agility of Spencer. He's like, if I get it near him, he's going to figure it out, and he does.
PAT again. This one is a block, but it was never really got above waist level, and so 0 for 2 on PATs, and that will not have the Saraland coaches excited. But you get the big touchdown, and boy, once Spencer got behind both safeties there was just waiting for it to come down. Yeah. And a quick strike, and you could now Spanish Fort's really got to string together a few first downs here on this drive. Try to slow this game down a bit.
You know, it's interesting, Jim. Spanish Fort has had pretty good field position.
Yeah,
they've been around midfield.
But that 4th and 1 stop.
Yep.
I mean, just
penalties have played a role. They haven't been able to string anything together. But they're going to have to. They're going to have to come up with some sort of a plan to at least for about a 4-minute stretch, put a couple of first downs together and keep the ball away from Saraland.
Little will kick off here. That was dangerous for the Toros on the last kick that kind of pooched toward their sideline. Send this one down to about the 23. And Juju Bonner will carry it out across the 35-yard line. And Toro offense will come here. That last scoring drive again, 2 plays, 52 yards, 49 seconds. Brought to you by the Mobile County Sheriff's Office.
Well, they went 2 plays for 93 yards.
2 plays, 50. Not getting a lot of first downs here, Saraland. Not a lot of first downs. They're just getting touchdowns on the drives. Schamberger to Bonner, and he is wrapped up immediately. Pat Buford, the senior, in there. You kind of feel the air coming out of the stadium a little bit on this side too. Dan, Saraland is just kind of taking over this game here.
Well, it's been, you know, their offense has been spectacular, but this defense has really played very, very well. That was acknowledged by Chase Smith before the game.
So a loss of 4 on first down.
Well, when you lose 4 on a dive play.
Schamberger rolls to the right, fires it up near midfield, and it's incomplete over the head of his intended receiver. There was some contact there, but it was over the head of Damian Tate.
They've got good players at every level. With Saraland, you can talk about those backers all you want. They deserve it, but their defensive backfield is really tight too. And then, of course, I mean, they're not letting Schamberger get comfortable back there either.
Durgan was over there on the coverage for the Spartans, and now 3rd and long for the Toros. Now not going to get the playoff. Going to take it. Oh, they did get it off. Didn't think they would. Get it over to Juju Bonner on the far side, and Bonner up to the 45. It's kind of manageable. Go for it here. You're going to punt it, Dan.
You don't have any good options.
4th and 3. He sends the punt team out. Bonner doing a great job to kind of extend this one. But when it's 3rd and 14, you get a nice gain there. But now you're still short. But Schamberger is your quarterback and the punter. So, but I think if you wouldn't fake it, I think you just line up to go for it if that was your intention, right?
Yeah.
Schamberger again, another good punt, and Sean Spencer will watch this one roll again inside the 15 down to the 13-yard line. Schamberger's a weapon as a punter. We saw that in the Theodore game.
Sure has been tonight too. Here's the problem for Spanish Fort is that there's simply losing the line of scrimmage on both sides. Now we can talk about these spectacular skill players that Saraland has, and they've got them, but also they're winning in the trenches, and that's troublesome.
Robertson, the Spartans backed up to the 13. Spencer in the backfield. He'll take the handoff on the left side to Sean Spencer. He's across the 30 and out to the 32-yard line. Pick up 20. Just like that.
I don't believe there's a lot of experience on this offensive line coming back, but they have blocked very well.
Yeah, I think Bailey's just the returning starter. Roof Doctor's first down. They'll move it officially to the 29. Roberts, middle of the field, able to get that one off complete up to the 42-yard line. Is able to find Cy Bird, the tight end, his 5th catch of the season, and he's kind of a big weapon at 6'2", 205. Just if you can sneak out at that size, and he's up to the 39.
He can't. No one's looking for Cy Bird. They're looking for all the speed on the outside. Great call, great look.
31-yard pickup. And on first down, Roberts up to the far side, able to get it off to A.J. Martin, and Martin plows ahead. He's going to have another first down up to the 27-yard line. A Roof Doctor's first down. Spanish Fort has no answer at this point here.
Roberts has been surgical at quarterback, and his weapons are varied and all very good.
And now dead ball on the Spartans. So that will back him up to 1st and 15.
Still looking for this defensive front to get some pressure.
Inside give here, and here's P.J. Brown again. Brown inside the 10, tiptoes up the sideline. And it's going to be 1st and goal inside the 5. Another Roof Doctor's first down for the Spartans.
Well, if you try to bring pressure, that was the wrong thing, as they basically a draw play. There goes Brown again.
Cheerleaders, get ready.
1st and goal. And a timeout. Taken, not sure, maybe one of the officials over in the far, or looking down in the far. I think one of the officials may have gotten caught up on that play down there. They're huddling up, talking. It's not a player that's down. But it's 1st and goal at the 4.
Shout out to some of our sponsors: Baumhauer's, Rich's Car Wash, Air in Motion, Blue Water Movement,
Coming up for
Metro Power, Marine Equipment Supply. Thank you to our sponsors.
Sorry for the silence here, dealing with a little technical issue up here we're trying to resolve, but 37 seconds left here in the opening quarter. Saraland on top 12-0. They were stopped on their first drive after they had a touchdown wiped out on a penalty, and then they have scored on subsequent 2-play drives.
Yeah, they're doing it against a good team, too. They're doing it against a team with a lot of pride with a packed stadium here to support them. None of that seems to matter tonight. Saraland like a hot knife through butter every time they get the ball.
Yeah, I'm not sure, still not sure what's going on down there in the very far.
Oh yeah, right there.
Oh yeah, you got the train.
Looks like it's got something to do with a tooth, isn't it?
Tooth, or were they? Ooh. Nathan Lane, the doctor over there on the sideline. Ooh. Nothing like some ice cold water on a tooth that you just got jarred around there, but looks like our official's going to be.
Oh, no, don't know if he's okay. He's okay enough.
Let's see. Oh yeah, got a helmet right in the jaw at the end of that play.
Wow.
So we'll start again, and here comes Spanish Fort across. Were they drawn off, or did they just? Nope, they just came.
At the distance. For a first down.
See the support of Saraland Spartans on the far side of the field there. The stadium is jammed.
Now on first and goal, Roberts will take it in for another rushing touchdown. Jamison Roberts, his 5th rushing touchdown on the season, and Saraland makes it look easy again, and that's an ArcelorMittal Calvert touchdown. Apply now at ArcelorMittalCalvertJobs.com.
Maybe they go for 2 now, Jim, after the 2 failed extra points.
Try to chase those points a little bit.
Mention the word easy, make it look, you know, it's never easy out there, but it was kind of easy. He felt no contact till he was already in pay dirt.
So they'll move it to the near hash on the 3. They'll have P.J. Brown in the backfield with Roberts. Roberts reverse rolls out, tosses. He's got it to Spencer for the 2-point conversion. What a pretty play.
Really pretty play right in the corner of the end zone, right at the pylon. You have an idea Spencer's going to get open, so when Roberts turns his back, he has an idea of what he's going to see when he looks back downfield, and it's an open number 2, and that's exactly what he saw. Comforting to know that your guy's going to be open no matter what, and there he is.
Boy, just a reverse pivot there, sold the play fake, and away we go. 5 plays that time, 87 yards, 2 minutes and 11 seconds on our Mobile County Sheriff's Office scoring summary. And you can, I think this game feels bigger to the Spanish Fort kids than the Saraland kids, because they've lost 4 in a row to Saraland, and I think the community kind of was maybe building this game up a lot coming into this one, and then they've run into a buzzsaw to start it.
Run into reality. This is a team to fear with Saraland. Not the same names, not the same talent that we've seen in years past, Jim, but a lot of talent nonetheless, right?
Yeah.
And when you're a quarterback, and you can almost assure that your intended receivers have got a step or 2 on whoever every time out, win every contested ball, it's a good feeling.
And you have plenty of time to throw it.
You do. Winning the line of scrimmage and beyond.
Little sends this one down to Tate. He'll be tripped up right at the 25-yard line.
25-yard line. Touchdown Toros.
So Spanish Fort up at the 30. Jason Welch coming up here, making a rare visit to the booth.
Putting out fires.
Fixing some issues that let's be honest, he should have had it fixed before the game started. But you know,
that's not fair.
We'll take what we can get at this.
That's not fair at all.
At this point. Oh,
Jim, you tell me, what does this team do here now?
Give it to Juju Bonner on this one, and Bonner breaks a tackle, and he's going to get it up to the 49 for a Roof Doctors first down. Pick up 25, so that helps.
Does help. Really good player. Good blocking too for Bonner, who I just love as
it just goes north and south. Like just gets it upfield. And
he's looking for contact.
Schamberger.
The quarter ran out, Jim.
Yep, did not get it off in time, so we are through one. Spanish Fort will have good field position. They've had a lot of that in the first quarter, but it's been all Saraland on the board, 20-0 through one here on Friday Night Rivals. Big crowd here on the hill tonight for Friday Night Rivals, and Jim Cox and Dan Brennan happy to be here as always. Dan, you were just going to ask people, what do you do? I mean, what do you do right now for Spanish Fort?
Well, you look at the stats and you see that Saraland has 280 total yards in the first period, and you say, we've got to come up with some kind of a design defensively to slow some of that down.
Got to get something going offense to keep them off the field. And after the big run by Bonner to close out the opening quarter, that's what the Toros will try to do here with Tate in motion. At the middle again, Bonner tried to get to the left side, and he is driven back after a gain of a couple. Jones came up there from the secondary, and
that's
Braden Clifton then.
Clifton had the great game up in Jackson. Is that where we saw them?
Absolutely.
My word, he was everywhere.
Yep. Been a bit banged up, missed the Blunt game, came back last week against Gulf Shores.
That's a football player right there.
Yep, he was the one non-returning starter of that linebacking crew for the Spartans. Schamberger with pressure coming from Clifton, now rolls out to the right side, takes a big hit as he unloads it, and it's incomplete as he hung in there. And Trey Turner, who moved from offense to defense and has really kind of helped shore things up in the secondary for this Saraland team, there put the hit on. Schamberger gets outside the pocket. He's so dangerous. When he gets there, he can really cause a lot of problems for so many defenses, but you can see he's still kind of holding that hit he took right. So he got rid of that one.
He showed his toughness right now because he's getting wailed. He's got no time to throw. I mean, this is dealing with a lot of duress at quarterback, and he'll be dealing with the rest of the game.
3rd and 8. Schamberger steps up now. He pulls it down, and he's got some room, and he's got the first down, and he doesn't avoid the contact. He got in the middle of it there with Sewer.
Not a big guy, but does not avoid the contact, even though we can see he's in a lot of pain.
Yeah, it looked like he took a shot right in those right ribs there. Yeah, he's 6'3", about 175. Not a lot of protection on those ribs.
Not a lot of meat on the bone.
At the 40.
It'll be a Bob Howell's first down. Toros at the Spartan 38.
So they'll give him the first down just inside the 38. Here with Bonner in the backfield. He'll take it. Pressure from Braden Clifton in there to grab him down around the ankles as he took that handoff. And then
Snipes on the stop for the Spartans.
Keani Snipes, the sophomore, 6'5", 230. I think we'll call his name a few times on Friday Night Lights over the next few years.
Imagine that we would. Hey, that's the smile cam right there.
Dr. Stedman.
Yeah, very good. Smile cam. Brought to you by Murphy Orthodontics, and happy to show those smiling fans right there.
2nd and 8. Schamberger on the roll on the right side, fires it, able to sit that one down, and he's got it complete inside the 25, down to the 22-yard line, all the way up to the 20-yard line, and that's the sophomore Tyler Buchanan with the reception.
Man, great catch by Buchanan with good hands, huh? Watch him adjust to this pass and use those mitts. Woo. And then he's in for the he's in for a bit of a ride of his life there at the end, but he stays tough. And at 25, or right now 20, I should say, this is the drive they need to get 6.
Yeah, they're in the Coca-Cola red zone, and Buchanan 6'2", 180-pound sophomore. Bonner trying to get to the outside, turns the corner at the 15, breaks a tackle at the 10, up the sidelines, and Juju Bonner's in for the Toro touchdown.
Boy, did they need that. And they got it. And it's Bonner.
20-yard scamper for Bonner, got to the edge. Good blocking on the outside edge there, and had to break one tackle, and he was able to get away there.
Yeah, they were able to wedge the big guys, leverage him inside. Snipes, the guy you were just talking about, the sophomore.
Yep, once he got away from Sewer, Nagy for the PAT, and it's good, and that is another ArcelorMittal Calvert touchdown for the Toros. Apply now at ArcelorMittalCalvertJobs.com. Dan Brennan said it, they need it. It's 20-7. The PAT was good, and Spanish Ford on the board here early in the second.
Friday Night Rivals is sponsored by UJ Chevrolet, serving Mobile since 1939, and ArcelorMittal Calvert. Apply now at ArcelorMittalCalvertJobs.com.
Boy, Spanish Fort needed that touchdown. They got it there, that 20-yard run by Bonner, and it's 20-7. And you just said it, Dan. It just felt like this one was really, it felt like it was on its way possibly to a blowout. But what an answer back there, and a big completion from Schamberger to Buchanan on that drive to get him down to the 20, and then the run from Bonner.
I saw a lot of things on that drive, Jim, including toughness from Schamberger, elusiveness from Bonner with the great run at the end.
He goes 7 plays, 75 yards, just under 3 minutes off the clock for Chase Smith and a Mobile County Sheriff's Office scoring drive summary.
Jim, I like they got 7 there, Jim. I think the real riddle is, how does this defense slow up Saraland, force them into a punt?
Go for a bouncing onside kick toward midfield, and is recovered by the Spartans. Yeah, just tried to bang that one high in the air to midfield, and you're just thinking, like, hey, again, can we steal another possession? Can we just make them? If they have to start at midfield, we'll roll those dice, right?
Yep. And I think, watch defensively. I think they're going to be rolling more dice as we go along here. You're thinking, why? They've been attacked downfield. They've been hit with the run, but I think defensively they're just trying to figure out what can we do that might put a little shock into Saraland and maybe force a turnover.
So Roberts, just 2 incomplete passes on the night thus far. And brought the crowd back to life a little bit here now on defense as well. Roberts middle, but falling down is Spencer, and it'll be incomplete.
He was in the slot on the field side, just a quick slant, and he did slip.
So 2nd and 10.
Another teams have got to be careful the way they play defensively against Saraland.
Yeah,
they really can't man up with them.
Yeah, you're going to try to sell out to stop the run, and then Roberts beats you up top. Or
vice versa.
Yep. 2nd and 10. Roberts comes back to Spencer, and Spencer's going to have the first down to the 38.
Spencer's such a good athlete, so you're saying, why in the corner up on him? Well, that's why.
Yeah.
He's such a good athlete. He can get by you so quick, so when he does make the reception, Jim, he's got 5 yards to play with.
Yep.
At least. That's nobody's fault.
No.
That's just the alignment
Yep.
that you're playing against a team that's got all this talent.
Yeah, Bynes out there on the coverage on that one, but first down to the 38. Roberts again hit as he delivers this one middle of the field and hanging it up there, but still Spencer is able to make the catch.
Wow.
At the 16-yard line.
Spanish Fort's best chance for a forced turnover.
Wow, Roberts hung in there, took the big shot.
And he just kind of threw it up there.
Yeah, that wasn't one of those you throw up there because you know your guy's behind everybody. That's just Spencer coming over and great ball awareness to find that ball. And now they're in the Coca-Cola red zone and knocking on the door once again.
Spencer wasn't such a great player. I would owe it up to Lady Luck, but that guy, he makes you lucky on the Saraland side.
Yeah, so that was the first time Saraland had really gotten some big pressure on, and they barely get it off. Able to give it to P.J. Brown as the play clock was at 1. He'll get a couple. And there's some.
It's a good player on that defense. Wilder.
Had a really big week to start the season against Fairhope here at home to open things up, and he hasn't slowed down much. 9 takeaways for the Spanish Fort team already this season. Give it off to Brown and tries to cut it back to the middle, and not much room there. Logan McDowell.
Butterworth, the linebacker too, so
Third
and 7. They're giving themselves a chance.
So you'd think 2-down territory after what we've seen from the kicking situation so far here tonight for the Spartans.
Very true words.
Martin at the bottom of the screen, Spencer up top, and Jeff Kelly get a timeout. Or did Spanish Fort have 12 on the field? Yep. That's one way to try to slow them down. If you can get the extra guy under the radar out there.
It's the bad way, it's the wrong way, and now 3rd and 7 becomes 3rd and 2.
Yep.
Jim, I tell you, I could see him throwing for the end zone here. The playbook is wide open.
Spencer, they fake the handoff to him, and Roberts is going to get the first down as he falls inside the 5. I was asking Jeff Kelly, I said, you know, with your young quarterback, hostile environment in Jackson, and I said, you know, we don't want to, that game, we didn't want to put it all on him to win it, and their defense played so great that night, but I said, have you been slowly putting more and more on him? He said, oh, absolutely, and now it's his time. Yep. He's been shining. So 1st and goal for the Spartans. Brown in the backfield. Roberts looking to throw. Now he'll pull it down and walk in untouched for the touchdown.
You know what I like right there, Jim? So they're going to throw it. Roberts has got definitely one look, one receiver he's going to look at. If that's not there, he's not going to try to get cute. Saraland defended it pretty well. 6'3", 190. I'll just take it in myself. Watch. One look, not there. See?
Pulls it down. Another ArcelorMittal Calvert touchdown. Apply now at ArcelorMittalCalvertJobs.com.
That's what happens when you play good defense against what Saraland's trying to do.
Yep, took away the first option. And now Saraland will go for 2 again to try to get it up to
catch those points.
Yep, 28-7 if they can convert here. And just like that, the crowd is quiet.
Yep.
Again, go on the road and take the raucous crowd out of it early. Roberts on the give and lunging toward the goal line and not able to get there. Stopped just short was Spencer. Good job by the Toros to wrap him up and stop him. I think that was Wilder, the first one that grabbed him and slowed him down, as Spencer tried to cut it back to the inside. And
they definitely gang tackled.
Yep, Butterworth was in there again as well, so they stop him on the 2-point conversion. So it stays 26-7, just over halfway through second quarter here on the Hill. So we'll take a timeout. Saraland on top, looking to make it 20 straight in the region. Off to a great start to get there tonight here on Friday Night Rivals.
Welcome back to Friday Night Rivals on the Hill at Spanish Fort. Closed captioning for tonight's game is exclusively sponsored by S&A Recycling. Cleaner communities, stronger futures, SA Recycling.
26-7 here on the hill. Big 5A matchup. 13-play drive just ended in a 35-yard field goal by UMS. Viger and UMS tied at 6.
Wow.
Viger ranked number 1 in 5A. Daphne leads Foley 28-0 at the half. Theodore over Baldwin County 27-7. Williamson 37-2 over Citronelle. 16-0 Mary G leads Robertsdale at the half. St. Paul's Roland Murphy 36-0 at the half. LaFleur leads Faith 14-11. No score from the beach between McGill and Gulf Shores yet. And no score yet. Try to track down one of those Jackson. Score from Jackson and Baker. And Little puts this one to the 15. Juju Bonner up the sideline and crosses near about the 35-ish is where they'll put the Toros to start this drive.
Where have the Spartans done it on offense? Well, let me give you some examples here. Antonio Brown, 7 rushes, 127. Deshaun Spencer receiving, 4 catches, 116. Whew. And Jamison Roberts is 7 of 10 for 172 at quarterback. So
he came in completing 68% of his passes, and it's 70% so far here this evening.
Yep, take your choice.
Schamberger.
Now they're showing spread, Jim.
Schamberger pulls this one straight down, try to spread everybody out and use his athleticism. And he's going to do just that and get a first down to the 47.
Jim, I'll tell you, I'll be honest with you, I am most impressed with this kid's just his pure toughness. He's hurting out there, and he is not ducking the contact.
Yeah. Sometimes, you see a player will get banged up, and then the coach will run it right back to him again. The player look at it like, come on,
what
coach,
are you doing?
Can you give me like a play to catch my breath here?
Yeah.
And Schamberger, he's not one to avoid contact.
No, he's impressed us tonight.
First down for the Toros. Dropped by Tate. Tried to get it out to Tate. Looked like he had a little bit of speed coming his way.
He had blocking. It was all set up. It looked pretty good. But again, when some of your best wide receivers are young, you're going to have to suffer through that. Now Tate's not one of them, but we've got a few guys on the outside that are just sophomores.
Yep. And Bowman and Buchanan, kind of the bookends out there at 6'2" each. Now 2nd and 10 for the Toros. Keeper again, Schamberger trying to get to the edge, breaks one tackle at midfield and steps out of bounds there as he was able to get away from Trey Turner. And he gets about 4 right to midfield. Call it 3, so 3rd and 7. Here for the Toros at midfield. I think you're almost 2-down territory. You got to chase points all night, right? You got to, maybe?
Just don't know. I mean, putting them deep did no good in the first quarter.
Schamberger dumps it out to the near side, able to get that one off, and he's got a complete, and it's going to be right near the sticks.
He's a little short, I think. Well executed by Schamberger. A play where you've got to get it out quickly. He did. Watch, bang, right there.
One of those sophomores we talked about. Buchanan got pulled down by Turner. 4th and a yard, and Schamberger gives it to Bonner, who tried to go to the outside. He's all the way back on the other side of the 50, still on his feet, but he's going to get the Toro first down. Wow.
You got a yard to go, Jim. Who do you trust? You trust Bonner. Now, it didn't look like it was going to turn out well, right? But look at the penetration. He had no choice. It was survival to get to the outside. He got the speed to get it done.
Stiff arm on Braden Clifton, and they convert the first down because it looked like they were going to get stopped
I mean, they were going to get stopped. Where they intended to run that ball was completely penetrated by Saraland.
Schamberger goes the other side to Buchanan up top, and he'll get just a couple. We got a flag up at the top of the screen. Block in the back against the Toros.
Yeah, if you don't know what a flag's all about, welcome to this week, because last week what a flag means is there's some sort of an infraction out there, and the crew last week spotted 30
against the Toros.
infractions during the course of that game between Mary G. Montgomery and Daphne.
It was past a lot of our bedtimes. We had viewers texting us the next morning saying, I couldn't hang with y'all. I had to go to bed.
Yeah.
We're like, well, if Dan and if that would have been an option for us, you know,
you had Marines falling out. They came up in the third quarter with a wellness check to make sure Danny Boy was okay.
After the 10-yard penalty, driven back is Bonner. Allende Pugh, the senior, blew that one up. And again, you see penalties really hurting this Toro team.
Yep. Penalty followed by a play like this.
So second now in forever for the Toros. Schamberger rolls out, eyes still downfield, throws it across his body, able to get that one complete up to the 28-yard line, and he's going to get the first down. Hung that one up, able to get it off to Mason Edwards, who comes over from his safety spot, plays some offense for this team.
Yeah, Edwards just finds a spot in the zone, and really great look by Schamberger.
They needed 27, they got 29, and they've got the first down.
Now you've got a chance to control the ball the rest of the half.
And you get the ball to start the third quarter.
And you hope that this thing all ends with a touchdown Spanish Ford. That's what they're thinking.
Pitch to Bonner. Bonner drug down there at the 30. Ricky Strong able to make the tackle. But you can, now late flag comes in away from the play. Some John right about 8 yards downfield. We'll see who this one goes against.
See a drone overhead too. Do you see that?
I think it's
That could be landing now, but
Personal foul against the offense. Personal foul.
offsetting. All right.
Offsetting penalties.
Still second down. It was after the play, so it's not a replay of second down. It is second down now. Now officials will
Ladies and gentlemen, both bands will be
huddle in.
performing at halftime tonight, and the concession stand is open.
Gonna get a timeout here? No? Maybe? I don't know. Alan Duhan's. It was not a timeout.
Huh.
I think they were maybe trying to clarify the situation. Hey, stay tuned after the game for our school bus stop of the game. We will get that to you in the post-game show. Schamberger pulls it down now, and Schamberger with a lot of speed back to the middle of the field, and they're about the 23. Going to bring up third and about 3 here.
Boy, when it comes to Schamberger, it's not because he's not trying. That's for sure. He's given everything he has.
Away from Holly there, and got it down to 3rd and 3 as the clock approaches 2 minutes. And you could burn down the clock, but you got to get points on this drive here, right, Dan?
Got to.
Motion is Tate. Give it to Bonner. Bonner with speed to the outside, cuts it at the 20. He's going to have the first down to the 12. And they're in the Coca-Cola red zone. And first down for the Toros.
Yeah, Bonner is he's a special player. He's had a very good game. Again, he's got to bounce a lot of things outside, not where they were intended to go, but he does have the speed to get to the corner.
Spanish Fort picking things up on the ground here on this drive. Of course, they have the long completion. And now look at it go up top to the corner, hung it up, tipped and incomplete as Trey Turner was back there in coverage as he was trying to get that one off to Buchanan. Like the end zone shot here, and maybe just a little more air under that one to the back corner. And he's got it.
Underthrown.
So they'll put Bowman and Tate now up to the top of the screen and keep Buchanan split to the bottom with Bonner in the backfield here. Play clock inside of 5. Schamberger going to need to hustle. He gets it off at 1. Rolls out to his left. Plenty of time. Toros looking to get open downfield. Now fires that one away as he had pressure coming on as Blair Edwards was there. Saraland only rushed 3 that time, dropped 8 back in coverage.
Still got pressure though.
Yep. And that'll bring up 3rd down and 10 for the Toros with 1:21 left here in the second. Now Tate, the speedster, comes to the bottom of the screen. And Schamberger will bring him in motion. And they give it to him. Now they're going to throw it back to Schamberger, and it goes into his hands and through them. It's pretty well defended. Saraland had two defenders over here on Schamberger. So you're thinking at first was it maybe going to be a double pass, and then nope, they just wanted to seek Schamberger out.
Yeah, and you're right. Saraland still has this complete misdirection. Pretty well defended.
So now they will try the 29-yard field goal. Zach Meggie coming out here to try to get this to a 26-10. Get a score here, get it to a 2-score game. Meggie's got a strong leg, high snap, and a whistle prior to the snap would have been good, but did Saraland, Spanish Fort, take the timeout? Yeah, Toros took the timeout, which we'll talk about that. We come back here late in the first. 4th down coming up. Will they kick it again or go for it? 26-7, Spartans on top. Hangs it up in the air, and it's intercepted as Jones has it up the near side. Rewardrick Jones reverses field. He might take this one 100-plus back to the house. Jones across midfield, still on his feet. One man to beat. He's got to get by the kicker, and he's going to do it. Rewardrick Jones is going to take this one 100-plus into the end zone for the touchdown.
Disaster for Spanish Fort.
But there's a flag back at the 40.
I was wondering if there's going to be a flag. I mean, that's 100 yards nearly. That's a long way to run. Didn't that remind you of the Auburn kick six a little bit?
Yeah, well,
the personnel on the field for.
So they did a direct snap to the kicker. It was weird. The kick was good. They called a timeout, and then
I'm not sure where the pattern was, who he was throwing to, but
we weren't sure if we were back on the air yet. We just kind of went with it from our commercial break. So, Lawardwick Jones covered so much ground there, but he intercepted that one in the end zone.
He's a really good athlete. We knew that, but again, when you got your kicking team out there, Jim, you don't have your best athletes on the field.
Correct. Nope. Oh, what a play. What a year Jones is having.
Block in the back.
Block in the back. Against the Spartans.
First down.
Block in the back at the 45. Let's watch here. So they go to the direct snap to the kicker who's lined up. He's got all kinds of problems. He just heaves it up, and then Jones takes it a yard into the end zone. And let's watch here.
At this point, you're thinking we might have something. That's a big.
So it's going to be right up in this area here. Where's the block in the back? Oh, you're going to call it the top of the screen right up there.
Oh, wow.
And he was already cut away from him, away from the play. And I think you saw the Spartan player kind of react that he knew
he'd done it.
Oh, what an electric play.
Well, that just gives your offense a little challenge here before the half of the Saraland Spartans.
They take the timeout before the kick. So now if you're Saraland, you're kind of your antenna's up, right?
Yeah.
Like, okay, wait a minute.
I didn't see who he was necessarily throwing it to.
I think just at that point, survival was just trying to get it.
I understand, but looking for some sort of a pattern on that play. Nobody was free.
Roberts, he wants to go up top. He's got Spencer behind everybody, and this time it is in for the touchdown. A one-play scoring drive, 55 yards. Roberts to Deshaun Spencer. He kind of had a feeling they were going to take a shot downfield after that play, right?
Why not? I mean, you've got the players to do it, including and maybe especially Deshaun Spencer.
Who?
Is he still going to go to Duke?
It's
for people involved in.
That's his plan. He said, what he said at the beginning of the season. He said that's a 4-year to 40-year decision why I want to go to Duke.
I agree, and I could see that, but I could also see other interests coming in saying, that deal we had in June, it's changed.
ArcelorMittal Calvert touchdown there. Apply now at ArcelorMittalCalvertJobs.com. And now Saraland will go for two. Yet again, Roberts rolling out, fires back to the end zone. And he's able to get that one complete for the two-point conversion. L.J. Edwards, the junior. And it's 34-7. Now after the two-point conversion. And this one is all Saraland here in the first half.
You might not have noticed because it was so subtle, but Roberts right there, no panic. He does have to adjust in the pocket just ever so slightly when he decides to throw it over the middle. No panic, slight adjustment, 2 points.
So one play scoring drive, 55 yards, 11 seconds in our Mobile County scoring drive. I think he's over 200 yards through the air in the first half.
Oh yeah, easily.
And
probably around 220. So think about this, Jim. You have a 100-yard return, interception return called back. Now you're 55 yards to go, half's looming, seconds away, and you're Saraland. You're saying, well, we can still get a touchdown.
All three timeouts. They've scored two on one 3-play drive, two 2-play drives, and one 1-play drive.
Yep. They are really explosive. This is not what they showed when we were in Jackson.
No, they
may have a lot to do with Jackson's defense.
Saraland has won the last two meetings by a combined score of 91-24.
And they're doing it again.
Bronner lost his footing at the 20. And he wrapped up there, and penalty marker to the near side as well with 29 seconds left. And had an injured Spartan down. I think that might be linebacker Braden Clifton.
Blocking the back.
So blocking the back against the Toros. That's going to move them all the way back to about the 12. And Clifton, who had such the great game against Jackson here on Friday Night Rivals, is still down being tended to. And Toros looking for some answers on the near side, and Spartans looking on concerned from the far side of the field as Clifton is sitting up, looking at ankle or knee is where they were kind of focusing their attention. It looked like.
He's been having a great season, hasn't he?
Yeah, broke his hand in that Jackson game.
Did he really?
Yep. And
he was the player of the game defensively.
Yeah.
On my account.
Yep. Had 2 fumble recoveries, forced a fumble in that game, blocked a kick in that game, but he is putting no weight on that left leg as he makes his way over to the Spartan sideline. So the Toros with 1 timeout left and 30 seconds in the half. Give it off to Bonner. Bonner up to about the 16-yard line, and we'll see if the Toros want to snap another one or maybe just want to go regroup.
Yeah, I don't see the point of snapping another one. Let's you're right down there by the field house. Let's turn around, march on in, get a seat, get a breather.
Yeah, that's what they'll do. They'll let the half come to an end. 34-7. Saraland on top. Impressive. They'll try to catch up with Jeff Kelly. Here, or
to direct your attention to the 25-yard line for our teacher of the game. Our teacher of the game tonight is Coach John Watkins. Coach Watkins serves as a math teacher, freshman football coach.
Jeff Kelly making his way across the field
at Spanish Fort High School. Thank you for your support.
Forrest Dan will head down to get ready for our educator spotlight here at halftime, and Jeff Kelly making his way over to the near sideline. After the first half comes to a close, Spartans on top 34-7. Able to hear me, Coach?
Gotcha.
Hey, Jeff. Before we talk about the great half by Jamison Roberts, how about, and it was called back for the block in the black, but the play, that 101-yard touchdown, LaWardrick Jones. You talked about what a special year he's having. That was an incredible play we got to see, even though it got called back.
Great play. You know, they rolled the dice there on the fake field goal there, and that was such a huge deal because, you know, they get the ball coming out in the third quarter. So if they could have scored there, they could have potentially doubled up, you know, starting the third quarter. So on top of that, we were able to stop that score and manage to get a score back, you know, and so that was a huge turning point of the game so far, and there's plenty of game left. We have not slowed them down a whole lot here in the second quarter. You know, the power read stuff, the zone read stuff that they're doing is giving us fits, and we got to get in there and settle down and tackle better.
All right, what more? You told me you're starting to you're putting more and more on Jamison's plate each week, and he's been responding. Played a great game last week, and he's certainly on that path again tonight.
Yeah, he's seeing it really well. He's seeing the coverage. He's seeing when they're playing two. He's seeing when they're rolling safeties. He's knowing how to attack. You know, that's the kind of stuff that you want to see out of a quarterback, and usually it takes guys a long time to figure that out. But you know, he's figured it out really quick, and we need him to keep it going because we need to keep scoring. Because there's plenty of game left.
All right, appreciate the time. Thanks, Jeff, and we'll talk to you in the second half.
Thank you, guys.
All right, Jeff Kelly, head coach of the Spartans. His team on top by a score of 34-7. Impressive half, to say the least. Jamison Roberts and Deshaun Spencer, they've been lethal here tonight to the Toros. Spartans on top big here at the half.
Friday Night Rivals Educator Spotlight is sponsored by UJ Chevrolet, serving Mobile since 1939.
We've got a halftime score of 34-7 Saraland. Looks like your band's going to have to bail them out here a little bit. Michelle Doggenbaugh is the band director here at Spanish Fort. They're up next on the field, the Saraland band on there right now. We've heard wonderful reviews of what you've been able to do to revive this band program.
That's awesome. Yeah, you can definitely tell that the vibe here at Spanish Fort, especially with the music department, has changed. The students are just really proud to be a part of this organization, and we love cheering on our toros.
Well, talk about what you've done to up the numbers so dramatically with the band program.
Well, I work with our sixth grade band director, Miss Ashley Cummings, and I work with our middle school band director, Miss Natalie Hughes, and the three of us and our assistant band director here, Jonathan Faust, actually, so the four of us, we really just work as a really good team, and we get on the same page, and we get those instruments in kids' hands in sixth grade and really promote the program. And tonight is actually our middle school night, so we have 7th and 8th grader band students in the stands with us.
You're like Saban, always recruiting, right? Always recruiting.
He's a goat, so I learned from him.
I think at some point we're going to see you at the kindergarten at Rockwell Elementary, little kids with kazoos. But you welcome them all in because they can all do something,
Right.
even if they're not musically inclined.
Exactly. Some students might think, oh, I can't play an instrument very well, and that's just not true. We will find a spot for you in the band, and you will always have a place in the Toro band.
Congratulations again.
Thank you so much.
Going to move on to our second guest right now. It's a very familiar guest. Hang on one second. How are you?
Good, about you?
Doing great. Talk about this first half for your squad.
Yes, sir. No, very excited. Got a little chippy out there a little bit, but our kids got their emotions under control, and we were able to kind of take the momentum going into half.
Brent Harrison is the Saraland school superintendent. I know you're proud of, we talked just a few weeks ago up in Jackson, and I guess you could echo what you said that week about what's going on with schools in Saraland, or maybe you can add to it. It's been a few weeks.
No, it's been great. It's been a busy 4 weeks. It feels like we just started school yesterday. Our students are doing an awesome job, teachers, faculty, our whole community. Great start to the school year. We've had a few wrinkles we've thrown in with our musical roads there at the Early Education Center, and our high school added a little more cheer to their day as they go to school. It's just like what you see at Auburn University. You go over and you hear the first line of our fight song, and kids, family, community. At any point in time of night, you go out there, you're going to hear the musical road going off. So it's been great.
Talk about just the attitude from everybody, from the youngest of your students all the way up to the parents and the supporters of the school within Saraland city limits.
Oh, absolutely.
How it all makes a difference.
It does. It does. Everybody, when I say everybody in our community, our students, our families, even those that don't have children that live in our community, we're all Spartans, and they all are pushing, striving for excellence, and that makes a difference. And I think that's why you see a lot of success that we have, not only on the field, but you see in the classroom and other events. That's why we have that success, because everybody is bought in and everybody's a Spartan.
Yeah, and I'll smush the two together. I've talked to Jeff Kelly about a lot of these star players through the years. Excellent grade point averages. They just ease their way into college.
They do, and we do. Our teachers do a great job. We have a great partnership with University of Mobile with our dual enrollment in our local community colleges with Coastal and Bishop. And so our students, we challenge them each and every day on and off the field, and it pays off for them later on in life.
Thanks again.
Yes, sir. Thank y'all.
You got it. 34-7, Saraland at the half.
The following segment is sponsored by Dr. Pepper and Coca-Cola.
Well, at Coca-Cola United, I think there's a lot of life lessons that can be learned that translate from school into our industry. One of them being task-oriented. If you're given a task at school, your homework, that project, being able to receive a task, being able to complete the task, and turn it in on time. Listen, everybody don't have to be a straight A student. If I was to put my mom in the seat right here today, she would blush if she told you what my grades were. And I was able to be successful at Coca-Cola. And obviously, from the team sports perspective of it, is the teamwork that you learn the lessons to be able to work together as a team and bringing all that together as far as being task-oriented, being able to work it as a team, I think will make you very successful.
(34-7) at the half here. Saraland on top of Spanish Fort. And let's take a look at what Saraland has coming up here rest of the way and how they got here. Of course, opened up here on UTV 44 with that win over Jackson 17-6. Beat Blunt, won that game 46-0 despite turning the ball over 6 times. They beat a really good Gulf Shores team last week 43-14. Then here they're on top 34-7. Next week they got McGill-Tulin. Then their open week they go up to Baldwin County. And then 2 out of 3 weeks they'll be here on Friday Night Rivals. On the 10th of October, we'll be up in Saraland for the matchup against St. Paul's, who's hammering Murphy tonight. Then the Spartans take on Murphy, and then they get Theodore up at Saraland. We'll be there for that as well. Then they end the season at Carver Montgomery on a Thursday night. As for the Toros of Spanish Fort, opened up with that win against Fairhope. Game we did here on Friday Night Rivals, lost to Theodore. They beat Baldwin County last week in our game here tonight. Then they go at Murphy. And 2 weeks from tonight, we'll be back over in Daphne for the game against Daphne. Then they take on Blunt. They go to the beach for Gulf Shores. Then they're open. They go over to the Lip to play McGill-Tulin. And then they close things out at St. Paul's. I think that game is at St. Paul's to close out the season, because you're saying that's a home game, right, Dan Brennan? Yep. That's a Dan Brennan home game.
For me, yeah, it is steps away. Doesn't it feel like in this, it's basically, it's Saraland and the field.
Yep, 34-7 here at the half. And let's find out who this week's Scholastic athletes are. Always one of our favorite parts of halftime. And let's find out who they are this week here on Friday Night Rivals.
Hi, I'm Andrew Zimmerman from Andrews Diesel and Automotive Repair. We're proud to be the sponsor of the Friday Night Rivals Scholar Athlete of the Week.
This week's Scholar Athletes are Jordan Lewis and Abigail Pendergrass. Jordan Lewis is a member of Saraland High School's soccer and swim teams. In 2024, he was named the Saraland Soccer Team MVP, was in the All-County Soccer Selection, and was nominated to the North-South All-Star Game. He also qualified for sectionals as a member of Saraland Swim Team and was named the 2025 Swimmer of the Year by the Oakwood Swim Club. In the classroom, Jordan is ranked 7th in his class and has a weighted GPA of 4.5 and an unweighted GPA of 4.0. He's part of several academic organizations, including the National Honor Society and the Technology Students Association. Jordan plans to attend the University of South Alabama and major in chemical engineering. Abigail Pendergrass is a member of Spanish Fort High School's wrestling team. She was one of the first women to join the new girls wrestling team and is the first woman to wrestle all 4 of her high school years. She's served as team captain during her senior year and is a 3-time Baldwin County champion and state qualifier. Additionally, she was named the girls wrestling most outstanding wrestler in 2024 and 2025. Abigail is also a member of the Spanish Fort High School marching band, where she has served as section leader in 2024 and 2025, as well as first chair in 2024. Back in the classroom, Abigail has a 4.58 GPA, is ranked 3rd out of 252 in her class, and has an ACT score of 29. She's taken many AP courses, and in 2025 she's receiving an AP capstone diploma and is also being recognized as an AP scholar with distinction. She's a member of the National Honor Society, SGA, Engineering Club, and has participated in the school's theater department. Abigail wants to attend Auburn University and study mechanical engineering. Congratulations, Jordan Lewis and Abigail Pendergrass. The Friday Night Rivals Scholar Athlete is sponsored by Andrews Diesel and Automotive Repair.
The best Thursday night lights and Friday Night Rivals highlights from across the country.
Jackson's got to get something here. He got hit. The ball's on the ground. And you don't have any timeouts. They don't have any timeouts.
For the end zone. Caught! Flag! 17.9 to go. And
mistakes. But once they clear those up, West Seneca East is going to be a very good football team this year.
Extra point attempt and trying to get into the end zone for a 2-point attempt instead. After it was blocked, it was DJ Baker was the holder.
Forcing them to pass the ball. Deep down the field to Harden. Caught! Wow! Oh my goodness, did he actually come down with it?
Down over the chicken position. Strike up. The Silver Fox fights on. What a play call. This could be a penalty in the end zone, but that's an SCDC touchdown for the Silver Foxes.
Take us to the end here. Connor Kolka needing to convert for 2. And it is loose. Was it a catch and a fumble? State College is on the football. Yes! State College scores on the 2-point conversion. Hank Lustig scooped it up.
Recovery on the carry. Bonner on the carry. Roberts pass.
See our score at the half, 34-7. Spartans on top of the Toros, and there were a lot of offensive highlights in the first half, and most of them from the team in white. 86 yards here to get things going for the Toros. P.J. Brown, that drive started back on the 7. He got 7 yards in the first carry, then takes that one 86. And then Spanish Fort trying to convert here in short yardage. Blair Evans makes the stop. Turnover on downs, and then the air show starts here. Roberts able to get to Sean Spencer for first of 2 touchdown passes to him in the first half. And again, that defense really just not giving Bonner much to work with in the first half. So 4th down, able to, actually they'll say 3rd down conversion, able to get it to Bird, the tight end there, and Brown with another big hole. They like something on that left side as he gets it to a 1st and goal situation. Roberts on the keeper, his first rushing touchdown of the night, but there'll be more. This was a 4th, this was the best, one of the better runs of the night for the Toros. They got it out to midfield, and the best throw of the night, Schamberger able to get it to the sophomore Tyler Buchanan. That one down near the 20 and got him in position to drive, and Bonner takes the next handoff, bounces it to the outside, and he gets the only Toro touchdown of the first half. Bonner's been one of the lone bright spots tonight. Roberts, tell me if you've heard this before, to Deshaun Spencer. Roberts, I'll say it again, to Deshaun Spencer.
Yeah.
As the drive goes, and then Roberts pulls it out, his second rushing touchdown of the night. And then third down conversion here but then this is where it all went wrong. They tried, after they called a timeout before they kicked the 29-yard field goal attempt, gets intercepted. LaWardwick Jones took it all the way back, but they called a block in the back at the 45, so that drops them back to their own 45. One play. Guess who he threw it to? Deshaun Spencer. Touchdown for Roberts. He throws for 2, rushes for 2 more, throws for 227 in the first half, 380 in the first half for Saraland. Total yards, Spanish Fort, 66 yards. They've run the ball, and Jeff Kelly said it there at the halftime, said we have not really been able to stop them on the run. The speed option and some of the other runs, we've not been able to slow them down. So he said we need all these points, but what a half. What a half by the Spartans.
And almost predictable coming in. You're right. You kept saying, let us know if you've heard this before, but Spencer constantly he's just a mismatch and gets behind defenses every week.
And you know, the coaches at Spanish Ford and other places are saying, okay, to the DBs, to the safety, you can't let him get behind you. You just can't let him get behind, and it's like easier said than done, right?
Yeah. Especially when you're playing, corners play off him for the most part. Safeties play off him when he's in the slot. They're not going to press a guy like that.
So Saraland kicks it off. Bonner, 25, 30 to about the 35-yard line.
To the 35-yard line, first down Toro.
So Viger trailed 9-6 at the half. First half number, Viger and UMS racked up 247 yards on 47 plays in the first half. Viger ran 22 plays for 109 yards, but Viger trailed 9-6 at the half. But now they've scored touchdowns on back-to-back drives, 18-9. Now the number 1 team leading UMS in that 5A matchup. But here's Schamberger. And the Toros back out here, right back to Bonner and back to the line of scrimmage. Blair Evans again, they were able to grab him and wrap him up.
Well, if you have the ball, you want to keep the ball, Jim. And you know, I don't know that you have enough passing game. Really hadn't clicked at all. Schamberger's been under a lot of duress at quarterback. You would hope you can find some running lanes like they did in the first half and keep the ball away from Saraland in that way.
Schamberger scrambling again on the right side. He's going to take a big hit and get dropped there. Contario Scott and Aiden Pugh were there, and Bonner slow to get up. So we'll take a timeout early in the third. Spanish Fort with the ball, third down coming up.
Friday Night Rivals is sponsored by Dr. Pepper with the Coca-Cola Red Zone, the Mobile County Sheriff's Department. Join Team Sheriff today. And Greer's Markets. Greer's got it. We guarantee it.
See the score there just underway here in the third. Juju Bonner was banged up for the Toros, but he got up under his own power and made it back to the bench. So hopefully we'll see him back out here soon for the Toros. 3rd and 11. Schamberger looking to set up the screen, all kinds of pressure. Just has to dirt that one to avoid being sacked on the play. Schamberger looked like he might be battling little cramps.
Yeah, it's a warm night. Humidity down, but the heat is here, and the heat from that Saraland defense is definitely on Schamberger.
Yeah, now Schamberger's got a punt too. With the, you saw he was trying to stretch that leg out. Now they're going to switch it off and not have Schamberger punt. As they let Thibodeau punt. That way it was Marino who did it up to the 21-yard line. So a good punt by Marino. See what Saraland's been certainly good through the air in the first half. And coming up tonight, we'll have our school bus stop of the game. That'll be in our post-game show. And we'll see if Saraland tries to maybe focus a little bit more on the running game here in the second half. P.J. Brown having a big night, that big 85-yard touchdown run. He's got 127 on the night and look to add to it here. You only get a couple on first down, but boy, almost exclusively to that left side with Brown tonight. They really like going behind Wilson and Pascal. Yeah, this is not a situation the home folks at Spanish Fort experience a lot, being down big here at home. Such a great home field advantage they have here. Roberts, Deshaun Spencer, and he got tripped up. Ooh. He thought he was going to be off to the races again, but he will still pick up 20. But this was going to come back. Look at this. Thought he was off to the races again.
Yeah, I mean that they make it look so easy. That they've got the players and scheme to do it.
Ineligible receiver downfield.
He must have got downfield in a hurry.
Yeah, it did not take long for Roberts to get that one out.
This must be some read options, Jim, with the lineman thinking that it could be a run. It's the only explanation I would have.
2nd and 11 here now for the Spartans. Roberts steps up in the pocket. They're going to get him and wrap him up this time. In there's Wilder, and Wilder comes up with a sack. Wilder, one of those leaders of this defensive team, and came in and just clapped down.
Marino's always around the football.
Yeah. Roberts, good job holding onto that football, as Wilder is known to be able to strip it away from the quarterback. Now 3rd and 16. Roberts, now he's going to pull it down, try to take off, grabbed up high by Moreno. Moreno trying to pull him down, and finally they will blow the whistle up to the 24-yard line. Will bring up 4th down. We're going to see our first punt from Saraland here tonight.
Yep.
But Moreno, good job to just do anything he can to try to pull him down.
Do anything you can is Marino, right?
Yep. So Damian Tate will now go back to return this punt.
He's quick.
Blair Evans stand at about his own 10. Get a good look from our end zone camera here on Friday Night Rivals. Evans with a booming punt, and Tate takes it and fair catches it at the 35. Big hang time there, and Jeff Kelly goes over to look things with his offense. 34-7 Toros got the ball back here in the third.
And on Friday Night Rivals, closed captioning for tonight's game is exclusively sponsored by SA Recycling. Cleaner communities, stronger future.
And also every Friday night, our Friday Night Rivals Smile Cam brought to you by McMurphy Orthodontics. They want to make you smile. I promise, if you just go see Dr. Stedman. Like, it doesn't matter how bad the chiclets are. He's going to make you smile. he's just a super good guy. Super good guy, and as good an orthodontist. So Toros and Bonner back in there. Inside, get it off to Tate, and Tate is bumped out of bounds right at the 35 as Trey Turner
on the stop.
Able to bump him out of bounds. You know, Spanish Fort has definitely kind of had the meatier part of their schedule early on with Theodore and Saraland in the first month. They'll get some time to regroup before they can get that big late season matchup against St. Paul's, which, you know, that's going to have some playoff implications.
You would think.
Or as most people pronounce it, implications. Just testing the closed captioning, people. See if they put the L in there or not. Buchanan hauls that one in just across the 40 on second down.
I mean, you look at 6A, Region 1, and it's Saraland seems to be the ruling class. After that, you know, you got a lot of teams that probably, maybe Theodore might be the second most.
We're going to find out when we see him for that matchup up there in Saraland.
That'd be the one. McGill, what do they got? What have they got this year? St. Paul's, same thing.
3rd and 3. Tate in motion. They give it to the speedster, and he turns the corner, but he's not going to get to the sticks. It's going to bring up 4th and 1.
They had blockers out in front. Looked like things were going to be A-OK.
Ricky Strong able to make the tackle.
Yeah, Strong, he knifes in there.
Yeah,
he negates the blocking.
Yeah, Snopes was tied up, and Strong snuck in underneath there to make the tackle, and 4th and less than a yard for Schamberger and the Toros. So we're inside 7 minutes here in the third, and the Saraland crowd on the far side trying to cheer on their defense. Schamberger gives it off to Bonner, and Bonner is going to be hit and driven back, and again a 4th and less than a yard stop, and it snipes the sophomore, blowing that one up, and Saraland will take over at the Toro 43.
Again, winning the line of scrimmage, not just winning it, but penetrating and making stops behind the line.
Yeah, no chance for Bonner on that one. And so Saraland takes back over after that first possession where they got stopped by the Toro Diva. So they were stopped on the first possession of the game when they got stopped at 4th down inside the red zone, and then stopped to open things up here in the 3rd quarter. But now they got the ball back.
It looked like Jeff Kelly was challenging that offensive line a little bit on the sideline before they broke the huddle. Let's see if this is a run-dominated start here.
Spencer in the backfield. And they give it to him, and Spencer goes right up the middle, and Spencer inside the 30 to the 29-yard line. Picks up 15 on the carry. And a first down. Roof Doctor's first down.
If you're an offensive lineman, good pull right there by the right tackle. You do your job. He's going to do his.
He doesn't need a gaping hole.
No.
Just needs a little hole he can slither into, and then he's gone.
I mean, he doesn't have great size. That's not his strength, but he can really get the yards.
And Roberts going to keep it.
Roberts on the keeper. Marino on the stop.
And he'll pick up about 6 on first down as we move past the halfway point of the quarter. And I think we will get our heat timeout. And we will take it with them here. 5:37 to go in the 3rd. Saraland on top, driving again on Friday Night Rivals.
Friday Night Rivals is sponsored by Andrews Diesel and Automotive, proud sponsor of tonight's Scholar Athlete of the Week. McMurphy Orthodontics will make you want to smile. And Roof Doctors. Got a sick roof? Call the doctor. Roof Doctors.
34-7 here on the hill. Dan Brennan's pouring over the stats in the TV timeout.
Yeah, a couple that jump out. Roberts has thrown for 227 yards on just 8 completions. That's 1.
Brown on 2nd down. He'll get maybe a yard.
Also, Deshaun Spencer has got over 200 total yards rushing and catching. That's on just 7 touches. 7 touches over 200 yards.
Yeah, it's not like it's been a grinded out night for him to accumulate those big numbers. So keeping you updated, some other scores. St. Paul's beats Murphy 50-6. 3rd and 4. P.J. Brown. Roberts looking to pass, comes to the near side to Spencer, breaks a tackle inside the 20, and add to those numbers, Dan Brennan, another touchdown. 3rd of the night receiving for Spencer, 3rd of the night tossing for Roberts. As Saraland continues to roll offensively.
Yeah, not great tackling right there. He's a problem. You know, we didn't get a chance to see Crowley, the running back from Jackson. Otherwise, you know, who's a more explosive player in our TV zone? You know, this kid's incredible.
Speaking of Jackson, they lead Baker 21-7 at the half. Last score we got there. And now more trouble on the PATs for Saraland. Is trouble with the snap, trouble with the hold, trouble with the flags. That will be will be one thing will not make Jeff Kelly happy in film sessions on Monday.
No. He coaches him hard, and he coaches him hard even in this spot.
So personal foul against
the other way.
Spanish Fort. So now they'll move it half the distance and probably bring the offense out and go for the 2-point conversion here. Another field goal for UMS. They have 4 field goals against Viger, but they trail 18-12.
4 field goals against 3 touchdowns, right?
Yep.
No PATs for Viger.
Nope. Now we'll see Roberts go under center here. You don't see that. And he'll pitch it out wide. P.J. Brown trying to get to the edge, and a good job by the Toros defenders to wrap him up and not allow him to get out there around the corner. DJ Harris, the senior, makes the stop.
Okay, good job by Harris.
So down to 4.5. It's 40-7, and you know,
there's a penalty marker on the play.
You know, you wonder, do you try to maybe do you think about if you're Spanish Fort, maybe bring in Jay Thibodeau at some point at quarterback just to protect Schamberger a little bit, as much as he pulls it down and runs, and it's a long season, and he's taken a bunch of hits here tonight. 4 plays, 43 yards, just under 2 minutes on that scoring summary for the Spartans, brought to you by the Mobile County Sheriff's Office.
I would think there would be a consideration, give Schamberger a break. He's played as hard as he can. He's taken as many hits as he can.
Right.
Thibodeau's a big, sturdy kid, good athlete. You hate to say we're going to put you in to take the hits now.
Right.
Because he may actually be able to produce something with his legs. Schamberger's given it his best shot. Man, this has been a lights out defense. We were warned about that tonight, and those concerns were correct on the side of Spanish Fort, worried about this Saraland defense. They're for real.
Another 15-yard penalty against the Toros after that play, 15 yards. So now Saraland will kick off from the Toros 45. And we'll see what Garrison Little wants to do here. Does he just boom it through the into the end zone? Does he get high, angle it to the corner? We'll find out. Saraland looking to make it 20 straight region wins. And he does just that, puts it into the end zone. October of 2022 was the last time they lost a region game. That was at Theodore. Then they beat Theodore in the playoffs. And they advanced to Super 7 that year. And Schamberger comes back out here for Spanish Fort. And looks like some personnel issues now. Didn't have enough in the huddle, and now they got it out here and ready to get this drive going. McCovery checks in. He'll get his first touch here tonight, and the sophomore
McCovery on the carry.
Push it out ahead for a couple.
Strong on the stop for the Spartans.
And it's like Spanish Fort still is like not in a huge hurry on the play clock here. They kind of like just try to maybe get out of this one as least harmed as possible.
They haven't been in a hurry all night. You can see why.
McCovery again here as Evans continues to crash down there and make stops from his defensive end spot.
Probably going to have to throw it here, Jim.
Carter Cook, the big tight end. They'll put him at the slot, and they'll go 5 wide here on 3rd and 7.
Saraland rushing 3.
Schamberger steps up over the middle, fired it behind his intended receivers as he was trying to get it to sophomore Kylan Bowman. And the Toros go 3 and out on that drive.
All those hits taking their toll on Schamberger.
Yeah, still had to step up in the pocket a little bit with even you said the only 3-man rush, but they still got some pressure.
He steps up, and he's got a clear path for the to find the receiver, just not accurate.
Line drive punt, and Deshaun Spencer takes it at the 42, and he's up the right side. Deshaun Spencer, can he get to the corner? Deshaun Spencer, another touchdown. No flags, 58 yards, his 4th of the night. And it was a line drive kick, and he got it and then just got on the speed to the outside. And again, don't think he's touched. Right here, he's off. Another ArcelorMittal touchdown. Apply now at ArcelorMittalCalvertJobs.com. He's counting them off. 4 touchdowns tonight.
Well, Duke, if you can hang on, you're getting quite a player.
Got an injured. I'm not sure if it's a player down there. Yeah, we got a Toro over there checking on it. Was another Toro, so not a lot of room on that far side between the.
That might be Schamberger.
It is. Looks up. Hopefully he's just still battling those cramps that he had earlier, but he would have been the last one back there trying to.
Yep, make the stop.
Get after Spencer.
Boy, it was not long after he received that punt that it appeared pretty obvious.
Yep,
he was going to go.
And Schamberger, it looks like he's just trying to walk off the cramps, and now Jeff Kelly is sending in Carter Peters to try the PAT here after what has not gone smoothly tonight. And now the Toros come in offside. So half the distance, and I think Jeff will be happy just to see the operation of his special teams here from just a yard and a half shorter.
Well, maybe deep into the playoffs, but he's going to need that operation to operate properly.
And you kind of tell maybe Carter Peters is a big fan favorite because the crowd really got excited when he nailed.
I heard that.
When he nailed.
Maybe they're just a fan of seeing it go through.
Logan Holmes is holding. They'll try it again. And same result. Peters has got it. Saraland now on top, 47-6, and yeah, that must be a little special story there. You can just tell by the way the teammates respond to someone.
Yeah.
So he makes the kick and smiles all around there on the Saraland side.
Good for him.
And this one all Spartans here with 3 minutes remaining in the third.
You've got 2 coaching staffs trying to manage this game at this point in very different ways.
58-yard touchdown return there. Our one play, 16 seconds off the clock for the 4th touchdown of the night for Deshaun Spencer.
That's how sudden this group of talented Saraland players are. They've done it all night.
You're saying he may decide Duke is where he wants to go, but it's not going to be his only choice.
No.
He's going to have other suitors knocking on the door. But that was really just a very poised statement when he was talking about early in the offseason about wanting to why he wanted to go to Duke, was just thinking about more than football and more than the next 4 years.
Good for him.
Yeah.
But if you're thinking about, if you're a football recruiter, you're only thinking about football, and you're saying, I want him on my team.
Sure. Bonner.
I don't know anybody that wouldn't take him.
Up to about the 25.
Bonner's
yard line, and
he gives it everything he has, and he's down again.
He's just got to be exhausted,
Yeah.
and it's just been absorbed a lot of hits.
Well, there's nearly 15 minutes left in this game. How do you manage all of that going forward on a very hot night?
Yeah.
Score out of hand.
That's the one thing both of these coaches have in their mind. You know, you're a Spanish Fort team, and you got a bunch of seniors on this team that didn't play a lot leading up to this year. So these reps are important for what's going to happen down the road. You know, Saraland on the other side, you got guys who, again, trying to get these reps early season under their belt, but then you got
you have safety concerns too,
for sure, and you've got a lot of young men who work their tails off in practice all week, running scout team, those type things. They want to get in and get action, get their name called on TV. And
well, I would think in the fourth quarter, you look at the Saraland, who's on the field for them. That's how it's going to look. But I'm just thinking about these guys. You know, you're right about it. That's a good point about Spanish Fort. They've got seniors, but it's young seniors in a way that they were not guys that a lot of them that saw the field much until this senior year.
Yep, exactly.
So they're seniors in name only. They don't give you the same sort of leadership or experience that a senior class typically would give you, if that makes sense.
So Will Blackwell, a freshman, going to come in at quarterback now for the Toros. He gives it off to McCovery. Last time he saw a quarterback wearing 44.
Maybe never. It's been a while.
So
we get some replacements in for Saraland as well.
Yeah, starting to see some.
B.J. McLaughlin, the linebacker right there.
Yeah. Second and 9, and McCovery will stay in there. And now Blackwell wants to throw it out to the near side. He's able to get it to Tate, and Tate bounced out of bounds around the 30. Going to bring up third down here as we're inside 2 minutes to go in the third.
There's something to this. How do you operate as a team? How do you take this coming up on one final quarter of football that to the viewer would seem to mean nothing at all? To the coaching staff, it probably means a lot, but it's how do you squeeze out something good out of it?
And I wonder if Thibodeau got banged up somewhere along the way. This one over the middle, incomplete.
Blackwell's pass intended for Cook.
No flags. He was trying to get to his tight end, and that'll bring up the punt team, and Moreno will come out to punt. So Schamberger just going to be done on all levels tonight.
You notice the clock's still rolling, Jim.
Yeah,
after the incompletion.
I was going to say you're going to see that in the.
Oh, they've stopped it now.
Okay, I wonder if we'll see that in the fourth quarter. We'll see continuous clock. Spencer now the snap over the head of Moreno, and he goes all the way back into the end zone. Now he's going to try to run it out. He saves the safety, and the defensive tackle just enjoying at least dropping the shoulder and getting it out to the 11. But the snap goes over Moreno's head, and he did a great job to prevent what could have been a safety or worse.
I mean, that didn't go over his head. That went well over his head. Not sure what accounted for that snap to be so far off.
And Saraland will see if they bring Roman Woods out here at quarterback. Indeed they do. The sophomore is now out here to replace the starter, Roberts, and gives this one off to Yelin Lee. And Lee gets it down to about the 5. They're already in the Coca-Cola red zone. They won't have to snap another play here, and they won't. They'll just let the clock run down to end the third quarter. And they'll make the 95-yard walk all the way to the other end to start things in the fourth quarter.
Well, they'll know what it feels like to be me at halftime. I'm going to make my way through bands and nachos, and
they won't be nearly as winded. When
no,
they get
they'll be fine.
Went down there, 47-7. Saraland.
Wind sprints pay off.
Ranked number 3 in 6A, showing why here tonight on Friday Night Rivals. All Sparty to head to the fourth here, 47-7. Jim Cox, Dan Brennan on the hill. And we saw Saraland week 1, 17-6 win over Jackson. I think a couple of things. Shows how good Jackson is. And then also, where Saraland has come in the first month of the season.
Yeah, I mean, Deshaun Spencer has put himself squarely on the All-State team, maybe in the Saraland Ring of Honor already. He's had a great season and a terrific game tonight.
5 touchdowns. Jeff Kelly trying to get as many new faces in there to start the fourth, and it's 2nd down and 3. They can get a first down. Woods will give it off to, Woods gives it off to Lee, and now we got a penalty. This crew will be only throwing the flags when it's egregious, like a chop block in this one. I'm not going to have another repeat of last week.
I think we would do football another 25 years and we wouldn't have a repeat of last week.
We saw Jeff Kelly on the field before the game, and he said, "Was it really 10:35 when your game ended last week?" And we were like, Yeah, it really was. And maybe we might have been a little more descriptive when we confirmed that. He was like, my goodness.
Oh, you may have been. I kept it on the up and up.
Back to the 20. And Woods, the sophomore, he's 4 of 5 on the year for 80 yards. And he'll give it off. Lee trying to get the corner. And he's knocked out of bounds, and they drop a flag at the end of that play. So
you don't have to, guys.
Alan Duhan finds out the infraction. Face mask against.
Okay. Well, I guess you almost do have to.
Spartans. So just at the very end of the play. Yeah, must have been the ball carrier, maybe.
Yeah, I was wondering if it's the ball carrier himself. You don't see that called on the on someone with possession of the football very often.
So they had it down to the 5. Now they're all the way back to the 28. So it is 2nd and 25. And now Woods wants to throw it up, hangs it up down in the corner, looking to the near side. It's broken up. Good work back there by the Toros. Henry Perryman able to knock that away as they were trying to go to Edwards, and Woods kind of shows off the big arm there on that throw.
I agree.
So 3rd and 25. For the Spartans, Woods looks to set up a little screen. And we got this one out of the backfield to Ian Franklin, and Franklin lost his helmet as he took a big hit on that one from DJ Harris.
I think Harris lost his helmet.
Yeah. Oh, it was Harris that lost it, and we'll bring up 4th down and kind of a no man's land here. You're not trying to rub any salt in the wound, but you're not going to try a field goal from 39 at this point, so they'll keep.
Well, the extra point got a standing ovation.
Twice.
Yeah.
So Roman Woods, the 6'3", 195-pound sophomore, looks to go up top again, hangs it in the corner, and he's got it for the touchdown to L.J. Edwards.
All backups, but they're Saraland backups.
First touchdown of the year for Edwards. First touchdown toss of the young career for Woods. And it's 53-7, and that brings up the McMurphy Orthodontics smile cam on the Saraland side. We don't have a frown cam sponsor. There hadn't been many shots to get that one on the other side. So good thing it's all Dr. Stedman McMurphy and the smile cam for Saraland. The PAT is good again.
Another flag.
That's going to be enforced on the kickoff. That's going to be a 15-yarder. And that is not going to make Jeff Kelly happy. Looked like one of the Spartan players took his helmet off in celebration after the kick went through, so it'll be marked off.
Jeff's asking for a number, not a telephone number, by the way.
Yeah, I thought that's what I thought I saw one of the linemen in after the kick went through, that he took his helmet off and jumped up, but maybe, I don't know. I couldn't. Didn't get a clear explanation for that, but Dan Brennan will tell us about our closed caption sponsor.
My pleasure. Friday Night Rivals closed captioning for tonight's game is exclusively sponsored by SA Recycling. Cleaner communities, stronger future. Wasn't there a guy that was at Saraland a couple of years ago that played just like Sean Spencer?
Yeah, but they marked this off against the Toros.
So they did.
So saw our scoring summary there by the Mobile County Sheriff's Department. Okay, that was, maybe we weren't paying, maybe I wasn't paying attention enough, but the reaction, you thought it was against Saraland, but Little puts it into the end zone. Is 3 seconds and 10 minutes left to go in this one. Let's see if we'll get you some other scores to pass along. Here, Daphne up big over Foley, 38-7. Faith leading LaFleur 24-20. 21-14 Jackson over Baker, that now in the fourth. Incomplete. As Blackwell's pass is incomplete. 31-12, now 31-19. Viger on top of UMS with 11 minutes to go in that one, so still a lot of time. Just a 12-point game. Blackwell with the give, McCovery, and he had nowhere to go. He's wrapped up. Carmoni Gibbs with a stop there, and 3rd down and 12. Coming up, third quarter, Gulf Shores leads McGill 7-0 down at the beach.
Not a lot of separation once you get past Saraland in 6A, Region 1. A lot of teams similar.
Blackwell with pressure now rolling out to the right side, just heaves this one up and incomplete as it goes through the hands of Mason Edwards. Williamson continues to roll. They beat Citronelle 57-5. If you had Citronelle with a safety and a field goal in tonight's game,
yeah,
you can claim your ticket at the window.
Happy wagering.
Mary G beats Robertsdale 37-0. 50-6. We said St. Paul's beats Murphy. 41-14 Theodore over Baldwin County. 4th down, and Marino with a slow roller to 3rd. Roll out of bounds just past midfield. Fairhope beat Davidson tonight 7-8, 35-14. And Bayside leading Monroe 31-0. W.S. Neal putting it on Orange Beach. And we're down to 8:20. Here in this one. And T.R. Miller beats Lomanton tonight 27-10. Keep on the left side. Deuce Scott gets back to the line of scrimmage.
Lambert on the stop for the Tories.
Both teams rotating a lot of younger players in the game now. I'll try to keep up with them for you.
And so, player of the game coming up, our Dr. Pepper, one of a kind player of the game. We don't want to, spoiler alert. It's going to be that guy, right? 5 touchdowns, miss.
Yeah.
UMS scores again. Just took him 43 seconds on that drive. It's now 31-26 with 7:08 left.
Wow, you called that run right. That you were noticing the amount of time left in that game. UMS hanging around with that fast-paced offense.
So 3rd and 7. Woods with the give to Deuce Scott. And Deuce Scott is going to get the first down and Already got the clock started up. Again.
Good running by Scott. Breaks some tackles. First and 10.
Yep. And he'll stay in there with Woods, and he'll. Nope, this is going to go back to Yellen Lee, and Lee tackled out of bounds on the near side, but they let the clock. Well, yeah, it's still
on the stop for the Toros.
Still running, but it's gonna be another first down here for. Oh, now are we gonna take a heat timeout? We are gonna take the heat.
Okay.
Timeout. So we'll take it with them. 5:45 to go. All Sparty tonight on the hill. Saraland up big over the Toros.
Friday Night Rivals is sponsored by UJ Chevrolet, serving Mobile since 1939, and ArcelorMittal Calvert. Apply now at ArcelorMittalCalvertJobs.com.
And Metro Power. Thank you.
There you see the score. Impressive night for Saraland, 54-7, 5:45. Remaining here in the third. Deuce Scott comes back in, and Scott rumbles into the Coca-Cola red zone. This could be another first down. I think you'll get pretty much everybody on your roster if you're Saraland here tonight in the game.
Wondering how the Saraland Spartans have done it tonight. 206 yards rushing the football. Spanish Fort not bad. They ran it for 115 yards. But 279 in the air, so 485 total yards on only 37 plays for the Spartans tonight. They struck deep and quick and spectacular was their method.
Now it's going to be Ian Franklin, a freshman, going to get the carry, and he's going to be slung down on that one by Noah Stone. Sophomore with the stop on the freshman, and Saraland running the play clock all the way down now before they snap it. It's a kind of a tough situation. You don't want to tell your kids not to score. They want to get in there, but you're not trying to run up the score by any.
Yeah, some way. I guess by running the clock down, you're showing sportsmanship. You're kind of mitigating your own momentum in a way.
Lee up the middle, and that'll get us down to about 3:15 when we get this one snapped on this third down play. Spanish Fort running into some youngsters in this one as well.
Truck sponsor for the Toros.
So Woods, like just from an eyeball test, doesn't look like the quarterback position is about to be bare at Spanish Fort at 6'3", 195 for the sophomore.
Yep. Looks like he'll have to wait another year, though. He'll be a senior if he's the last man standing at that point, because Roberts only a junior.
Gets it down to about the 9, and it'll bring up 4th
Fans, the buses will be running.
in a yard.
Get you back to your vehicles. The buses will be running for 30 minutes after the final horn.
Spanish Fort could get a first down here and not a touchdown. They could just pretty much run this clock out.
Kneel it out, yeah. Guys got perspective. We talked with Coach Smith before the game, and
give to Scott.
I don't know, he had a feeling this was coming. He knew they needed to hang on to the ball because of just how explosive Saraland's offense is against nearly anybody.
Viger has scored again. Now they lead 39-26 with 4:26 left in that one. Okay, so that game's going to get over after 10 o'clock, but you understand why. Right? You see why. So
I've had a lot of stops and play here with the touchdowns.
So Woods snap it with 2 seconds left, and we'll just take the knee. So Jeff Kelly not going to punch another one in here. No need, already on top 54-7, so they'll just let this one run all the way down, and the Spartans going to make it 20 in a row in the region. 4-0 on the season, 3-0, and 2-2 in the region. Make it 1-2 in the region for Spanish Fort.
Yeah, Spanish
3-0.
With Saraland right now is looking around for a rival, somebody who's going to challenge them. And when you look at the schedule, Theodore maybe.
Yeah, I think this team might have maybe a little chip on their shoulder, like maybe they weren't talking about the Saraland team just like we've been talking about the past Saraland teams.
Maybe
not we, of course, but just in general, maybe.
Yeah.
And of course, when you have success like you have up there, like you use anything you can for motivation, right? You just need to anything you can to help keep your kids motivated, and they won't have to snap it again. And 54-7, the final. Jeff Kelly continues to roll. And they get the victory. Tonight and improve to 4-0 on the year. An impressive performance by the Spartans for sure. 508 yards of total offense. We'll come back for a post-game show coming up after this on Friday Night Rivals. So the final score there, impressive night for the Saraland Spartans. They were perfect on the year, 54-7, and they did it behind great quarterback play tonight by Jamison Roberts, but our one-of-a-kind player of the game. When you put 4 touchdowns on the board, it's going to get you that honor, and Deshaun Spencer got it going early, the first of his 3 touchdown receptions on the night. This one was from 55 yards, and that was the longest pass play tonight as well. And then he had a punt return that went back for, I believe that was 58 yards, if I remember, on the touchdown, and 4 touchdowns on the night for Deshaun Spencer, the Duke commit, with our player of the game. And let's go down to the field now. Dan Brennan is down there with head coach Jeff Kelly.
If you can identify, please go to the session stage.
You don't usually get easy wins at Spanish Fort, but I think tonight you did.
I don't know if I'd call it easy. It was harder than the score looked. Oh, you know, a lot of credit and a lot of respect for Spanish Fort. They did a lot of good things in the first half. Our defense really come down and in this third quarter and won the third quarter and kind of settled in and really stopped any kind of hope or anything they wanted on a comeback there. I think what happened right before the halftime was a turning point in the game, getting the stop and then the return and then scoring. That was a 21-point swing if they'd have got the ball back in the third quarter. But proud of our coaches. They did a great job. Our players played their hearts out. Our offensive line, I mean, to protect like they did, to give Jamison the time. We were able to run the football. We had some explosive plays. And then defensively, once again, we put up a low number. So a good night all around.
You're a great football coach, so I'll challenge you with this question. What do you need to work on?
Well, we gave up too many big plays, and we had a penalty that stopped the first score of the game. So that's something we got to get corrected, and we got plenty to work on.
Okay, I'm going to bring my friend in from Dr. Pepper and Coca-Cola.
Congratulations on your win from the Dr. Pepper and Coca-Cola. We want to congratulate you, and here goes your trophy belt.
Thank you, guys. Appreciate it.
You got it.
They've collected a lot of those on Friday night rivals. Saraland, again, runs their winning streak in region play to 20 in a row. Last time they fell was back in October of 2022. So let's take a look at tonight's school bus stop of the game.
This is the school bus stop of the game. Always remember to stop when the school bus arm is out.
This was the play Jeff Kelly just talked about right before the half. They go for a fake on the field goal, and then LaWardrick Jones takes this one from 1 yard deep in the end zone, and he actually goes all the way, but there was a flag at the 45, so they brought it back. Next play, a 55-yard touchdown pass, and that was our school bus stop of the game. Of course, want to remind you, always stop for a school bus when the stop arm is out and the red lights are flashing. No stopping. You're trying to beat. The stop arm puts lives at risk and can also result in large fines, points against your license, and a license suspension. Just stop when you see the school bus. Want to thank all of our great sponsors: Andrews Diesel and Automotive, ArcelorMittal Calvert, Coca-Cola, United Bottling, Dr. Pepper, Greer's Market, McMurphy Orthodontics, the Mobile County Sheriff's Department, the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, NHTSA, Roof Doctors, SA Recycling, and United and UJ Chevrolet. So big win here tonight for Spanish Fort. They continue to roll. They stay perfect on the season. B.J. Brown got it going with an 86-yard touchdown scamper in the first, and then it was Jamison Roberts who had a big night. 9 of 12, 251 yards, 3 TDs. Deshaun Spencer had 4. The only score for Spanish Fort tonight coming from Bronner, but it was all Saraland. They're perfect on the year, perfect in the region, and they get the win here tonight on the hill over their rival, the Spanish Fort Toros. For Dan Brennan and our great Friday Night Rivals crew, Anthony Goldman, our director tonight, I'm Jim Cox saying good night from the hill here on Friday Night Rivals.
Recovery on the carry. Hall on the carry. Roberts pass. Wilder on the stop. Campbell. Roberts pass complete to Spencer. Spencer